President Trump is changing the country. And he's creating opportunities for families all across America to better their lives. And that's what Make America Great Again is all about.
So what do you want to say, sir, about the signal chat controversy?
You know, what a big surprise that a few leakers get fired and suddenly a bunch of hit pieces come out from the same media that peddled the Russia hoax. Won't give back their Pulitzers. They got Pulitzers for a bunch of lies. Pulitzers for a bunch of lies. And on hoaxes, time and time again. And as they peddle those lies, no one ever calls them on it. See, this is what the media does. They take anonymous sources from disgruntled former employees, and then they try to slash and burn people and ruin their reputations. Not going to work with me, because we're changing the Defense Department, putting the Pentagon back in the hands of warfighters, and anonymous smears from disgruntled former employees on old news doesn't matter. So I'm happy to be here at the Easter egg roll with my dad and my kids, because, you know, this is what we're doing it for. These kids right here. This is why we're fighting the fake news media. This is why we're fighting slash and burn Democrats. This is why we're fighting hoaxsters. This group right here, full of hoaxsters that peddle anonymous sources from leakers with axes to grind, and then you put it all together as if it's some news story. And when we know exactly what it is. So I'm really proud of what we're doing for the president, fighting hard across the board, and I'm going to go roll some Easter eggs.
Really? Really? Well, what do we have here? Listen, first of all, I hope you all had a good weekend, okay? I spent practically, I'll say 70% of my weekend on my patio because I absolutely love the environment and the weather. But let's talk about this here. Yesterday it comes out that allegedly a second signal chat originating from the SecDef himself, Peter Hegseth, sent to his wife, brother, I think, and private attorney. Why? So I want to talk about this NPR article, okay, real quick. Now, this is allegedly, but NPR comes out saying that the White House is looking to replace Pete Hegseth as defense secretary. And it says the White House has begun the process of looking for a new leader at the Pentagon to replace Pete Hegseth, according to a U.S. official who was not authorized to speak publicly. This comes as Hegseth is again mired in controversy over sharing military operational details in a group chat. The defense secretary is under fire after revelations that he shared classified information in a group chat with his wife, brother, and lawyer, according to the official. There's more, but here's the thing. So I post a little blurb on it, and of course people are saying, NPR is fake news, and NPR has a liberal stance, and okay, let's say all of that is true. What news station does not have a political leaning stance? All of them do. Okay, but doesn't mean that what they're saying, and even in Fox, when I don't agree with a lot of it, but does it mean that some of the things that they may be saying might be true? With a slant, it absolutely could be true. But see, for the sycophants, don't come over here, because I got some things to say. Listen, okay. First things first. Even if they are disgruntled employees, even if they are former employees that were fired because they were leakers, does that mean what they're saying is not true? Now, understandably, their credibility might be called into question, but for me, I would think, let's look into it and see if there's some truth to it. See, that's why people don't want to come forward when they say, see something, say something, because you say something, and then this is what you get. Deny, deflect, deny. Oh, deny, deflect, denounce. And I said this before. The man's not qualified. The man's not qualified to operate on this level. And somebody said, well, tried to give me the qualifications of whatever it is, the SecDef is, okay, whatever. But here's what I'm trying to say, fools. Anybody can be appointed to anything, but it doesn't mean that you have the skill set to do the job effectively. And that's what that means. Anybody, we see it all the time with nepotism. What? You can be appointed to do anything because you're my friend or you agree with everything I say, I'm going to appoint you. Does that mean you qualify to do the job? No, it doesn't. And there's nothing wrong with saying and admitting you're not qualified. Like I said, I probably served in the military and for the federal government longer than he did, and I wouldn't be qualified. And there's no shame in me saying that. Especially to operate on that level. And even if we're not talking about operating on that level, didn't a year or so ago he want to blast, I think, Biden or Hillary Clinton, somebody, about the lack of care of security of information? I got a story for you real quick. Maybe 10 years ago, I was hired for this job and it was with the federal government based on my resume. I didn't even interview for it. I applied for it. They looked at my resume, saw my qualifications, and hired me for it. It wasn't long after I got there, within maybe 2 to 3 months, I realized in short order the job they hired me to do was not the job I applied for. And although I gave it my best effort, within 3 months, I went to my boss. As I was saying, I went to my boss and said, "Sir, I appreciate your confidence in me, but I don't think I can do this." Based on what they were asking me to do, again, which was not in accordance with the job announcement I applied for. He reassured me and said, "Well, we're going to give you the training. We're going to do this, blah, blah, blah." Okay, I'll go with it. I'm going to give him a good old college try. A couple of months later, I'm still trying hard. My brain does not work like that. I know what I'm good at and what I'm not good at. And as related to that, writing code and all that, that wasn't me. So I went to him again. I said, "Sir, I appreciate your confidence in me. I appreciate you working with me." I said, "But I don't think that I can do this job effectively. And I want to let you know I'm going to be applying for something else." Because see, when you know you're not doing a good job, if you're honest, you know before somebody has to tell you. And see, I wasn't too proud to say, okay, I don't have the skill sets for this. Doesn't mean I didn't have the skill set for other things, because obviously I did, because I advanced. And it wasn't no DEI, because if the truth be told, Mr. Hegseth, you will be the DEI because you are not qualified. But there was no shame in that. And because I was a woman, an adult about mine, okay, I got nothing but glowing recommendations from that boss about my ability to press and try and be a team player, but I couldn't get it. But y'all will sit here and defend his ineptitude because it is clear, and all you're going to do is sit here and justify the ridiculousness. And let's go ahead and go for why I'm stepping in. I'm going to go ahead and step all the way in it. You know good and damn well, if it was Biden, Harris, Obama, with a fraction of the S that's been happening in the first 100 days, you know what time it would be. And see, it's not even about political party for me. It's about right, and wrong. This dude, and I'd be saying the same thing if it had been a Harris, Waltz administration, and we got this kind of malfeasance, ineptitude. Oh yeah, I would be ringing a bell. Truth is truth. And like I said, just because they're disgruntled, don't mean they're lying. Those are my thoughts. What are yours? Take that with you.